Welcome back, everybody.
Hi.
The ultimate episode. I think I said last week it was the penultimate. Now it's the last one, I think, anyway, unless you guys do something crazy. But welcome back, everybody, for the finale of Mirelight.
Oh.
Didn't hear that at all. So we're going to jump back into this combat with Silas Gallows here momentarily.
Yeah.
We're going to do a little bit something different for the recapping this week, in my opinion.
All right.
Also, we're going to do a retroactive thing, but we can wait until we get into the combat.
Retroactive.
Because I'm a DM, I tell stories. Do I know stats and pay attention to certain things when I'm playing? No, sometimes I'm really bad at that because I got other stuff going on.
That's fair.
We'll talk about it in a second. The recap. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Adventurous. Not funny voices, not a journal entry. As Silas Gallows burst out this power, we're jumping right in. Hope you guys are ready. This tendrils of smoke magic poured into the room. You guys were encaptured. Everyone but the Nightmare was encaptured. They took damage, right? As it pushed out into this room. Mel, you got a nat 1. You're terrible at remembering these things, but luckily for you, it's not just about remembering. Sometimes these things carry with them imagery. As this spirit form, the spectral form of Silas's patron forms up out of the ground, we get this kind of flashback. The warehouse fills with these like dark shapes that suddenly you see these tendrils turn into like the image of Marv. You see the image of Mel up on a crate in the corner. You see this crowd of people in shadow form. And you start to hear these whispered voices come through. Somebody shouting like, no, no. You hear Marv's voice going, MMCD, everybody stop.
Oh.
And you start seeing this replay of what had happened 2 years ago. These Silas Gallows family and these corrupt MMCD officers were doing a trade of magical artifacts. Chaos erupted. Marv was causing, or was going to arrest people. And one of these guys had reached forward, grabbed an artifact, caused it to explode into a rift, and in that moment, he got sucked in and disappeared. This is one of the Gallows family members. Just whoosh, the scene cuts, whoosh, and we follow this guy in this shadow form into this bubble of darkness, and you just watch this image. It's just imagery. It's whispered voices. You hear that like craziness happening, and you see this guy drop to his knees. He's holding his head, he's shaking his head, and he's starting to pace back and forth, and it's this memory, and you're watching this person stuck in this purgatory slowly going insane. And he starts banging against these walls, he starts laughing, he starts moving throughout the space in high speed, and every so often you'd see him stop and like talk, and you're seeing this replay happen of what happened to this person that is connected to Silas Gallows, the insanity taking over, somebody on the other end not having the emotional depth, not having the clarity to ever find that connection early enough. What might happen to somebody who's a little weaker willed, getting stuck in this Caro and Marv realm of nothingness. And slowly, as you watch this happen, everything forms back in, and another wave of energy pulses out through the Arms of Hadar spell that I miscalculated last week, because warlocks cast things at 5th level, not 2nd level. 3 more d6 of damage, even though it was halved, is coming your way and Marv's way, Mel.
Okay.
Boo! 8 more damage to you. 8 more damage to Marv. Marv is barely still up. And Jessa takes another 16 damage and is looking wounded.
Okay.
Because warlocks are cool, and I forgot about the whole 5th level thing. As we come back into this moment, Nightmare, you were over in the corner. You just saw people get blasted by the smoke energy. You watched this whole scene play out. It doesn't make a lot of sense to you. You're not really sure what's going on, but there's some crazy stuff happening in your foreview. You had been hiding behind the crate. I believe you had taken your turn.
Mm-hmm.
Silas had just taken his turn to cast all of this. And we find ourselves, Mel, after you retake that damage, seeing the scene replay out in your head, this memory from 2 years ago, is your and Marv's turn.
Is the shadowy figure of his patron still there?
It is still there, and it has that similar effect to what Marv is right now, the specter form.
Yeah.
He's a high-level warlock. Same idea pulling through, so there is one more specter on the playing field.
Okay.
And it's a guy dressed, he's more... Marv is like very detailed in his green light, kind of smoky form. This guy is this kind of inky black. It's like he never quite formed into his old self. He looks more like a Gloam spawn.
Okay.
Yep.
So what is happening to the machine that we dismantled? So that red energy.
Dismantle it.
Yeah.
Well,
so it turned off.
We untethered it.
Yeah.
Right?
It's still glowing with power in the center of the room, right next to where right in the middle of that darkness. You still see this pedestal glowing with a soft red light.
But it's something that's like
The
still
orb
diminishing.
is gone.
Okay.
The device is still a magical device. There's still danger there, but it is not being amplified by this grief magnet
And
we've
got Lena on hands and knees, like trying to, be okay.
Jessica
and then,
got pulled into the mix of everything. She had been controlled, but
and
managed to pass
Xander
through.
Farthing is passed out, but outside of the
he was
arms
off
of
to the
Tardar?
side. He
Okay.
was over by you.
Yeah, so it's like it's the three of us, myself, Lena, a very very hurt Lena, and a passed out
And an
Xander Farthing
unconscious
on
the
outside.
outskirts. Yep.
Okay.
And so Mel and Marv.
Cool. What I'm gonna check this thing now. I know it's not a rift yet. Does it feel like...
You don't even need to make a check. This is just a magical device.
Okay, this is just a magical device.
Yep.
Cool.
This is not your specialty.
Cool. Then I am going to... How far away is Silas?
He is next to you.
You had been.
You
right
said
on
you
top
wanted
of
to
him,
get
like-
close to
Yeah.
him. So you got in melee and you Eldritch blasted him.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
he is literally right next to you.
I am going to...
And and the strength of, or the arms of Adar happens, but then
Disappears?
it disappears.
Cool.
Yeah, the dark hunger batters all creatures, strength saving throws, etc., etc. You take the damage, but it's not a concentration thing. So as that all happens, it fades away and forms into this guy.
Cool. Okay. I'm asking a lot of questions, but I didn't know. Is he next? Is he within melee range of Silas?
Who?
The shadowy guy.
Yeah, they're right next to each other.
Cool. I'm going to cast a green flame blade on Silas.
Go ahead and do your thing.
First of all, I'm assuming a 26 hits.
Yes, absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah, and like we're dealing with Silas already had some injury, but yeah, there's this new guy coming into the field.
Okay, so 11 slashing damage plus. Ooh, cool. 8 fire damage.
So 19.
Mm-hmm.
No, sorry, 17. No, yeah, 19.
Yeah.
Damage to Silas. Some of it was fire, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Math hard. Okay.
And then I want the fire to jump to his little shadow friend. And he, as the flame jumps to him, should take 11 fire damage as I blast this out. I still have my mist displacer and
11
everything.
fire damage?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then that'll be my turn.
Okay. Marv is going to rush in, see a fellow specter, and
Get him, Marv!
see about trying to go mano-a-mano with this other guy. He succeeds.
Cool.
Marv does 6 damage to this other specter.
Cool.
Jessa, she closed in. She sees what's going on. She is surrounded by bad guys. She is not normally a fighter and did not want to get closer, but had been mind controlled. But she is going to take a moment to examine the machine and see if she could help in that regard. You see Jessa just straight up turn look at you guys, kneel down, and start tinkering with the machine. You see that happening. That's her turn.
Cool.
Lena, she has a point of exhaustion. Exhaustion is a weird word.
Exhaustion.
And so she's going to see if she can save for this. Hey-oh! Lena finally steps up. She like shakes her head, gets up from a kneeling position, kind of wobbles a little bit, puts her hand on a crate, and then just like lazily pulls out a crossbow and fires it at Silas Gallows.
Get it.
She is not doing great. She did not hit him. But
This bolt
As
goes
long as she
wide.
doesn't
she's
hit anybody
trying,
else.
and she like stumbles and she sits there. She starts rummaging through her pack to look for one of those Mama Gloom Rage potions to take as she is coming to.
Yeah.
Nightmare,
Yeah.
you're up.
So Mel is flanking for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So popping up from being hidden because I had managed to sneak last turn, right on into that crossbow. Silas is this big scary dude to me. I'm ignoring the shadow guy. It's
Okay.
just another specter in Sarah's head. So with nat 20, I didn't even need to roll the advantage dice. So a nat 20
Hey-o.
on that
Nice.
crossbow.
My goodness, to Silas.
To Silas.
Okay.
Yes.
So that's straight up 14 plus 11. So we've got 25. And then going in for the sneak attack damage as well is another 13. So 38 damage.
Okay, and it's all what type of damage?
The crossbow is just piercing.
Okay.
And sneak attack is just more
damage,
additional
so
damage.
30.
So
Okay.
it's all 38 piercing damage.
Okay.
And then like eyeballs wide because I feel like that was like the most perfect shot
Yeah.
that Sarah could ever make.
Which, again, you watch as it collides into him. You guys probably are starting to gather this. That was a big hit, but it wasn't a big hit for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
But still-
staggers a little, and yeah, that was good.
Still just like a Sarah like prideful moment, and she's going to duck back down and be like, "Oh, Carol, I think we're making a pretty good team." But then scramble away to like shuffle and change positions a little bit and go back down for that bonus action hide
Okay.
with a 15. Yes.
You got a 15?
Yes.
Okay. Silas kind of looks over to this figure next to him. They look at each other. Silas grins once more, as he likes to do.
He's kind of
and
a creepy.
He is kind of creepy.
Yeah.
And
So
Jessa is there. Oof, what does he want to do? You just did a big damage on him.
I did. So is he in concentration of anything, or everything's
Nope.
already like, okay.
That dropped. Crown of Madness would have been
Yeah.
the one, but Nightmare, you feel good about your hiding. You duck down behind the crate.
I do. I feel a
You
little
feel
giddy about
good?
that shot. I feel pretty good.
All of a sudden, almost like somebody's right there next to your ear. You hear whispers in your ear, dissonant whispers to be exact. As you need to make a wisdom saving throw,
Okay.
and you are going to want to save this one.
Well, I did not. I got an 8.
Oh no. As someone who has played a bard before.
17 psychic damage rips into your mind as Silas casts a dissonant whispers, because you just have to be able to hear him. And he knew where you were. And so you take that and you must immediately use your reaction to move as far away from him as possible.
Well, I cannot use my reaction because that actually knocks Sarah out.
Oh.
But my periaptive wound closure that I was gifted by
Thunker?
Thunker. Yeah. So I'm immediately stabilized.
Okay.
But Sarah's out
Okay.
for the fight. So she was giddy. She felt really
Good.
She felt really good about that, but maybe she whispered out loud to Caro just a little too much.
Well, you also get the sense that old Gallows has a little bit more going on than normal sight.
Yeah.
But
Out but stabilized. So no death saving throws for Sarah, but she's done.
Okay.
She got wiped.
Would I notice that?
yeah, I mean, D&D is kind of weird about that. Like, maybe not, but you saw her pop up, do an attack, and then you would have seen a spell. It's not invisible.
Yeah.
you would have seen a spell go over there, and maybe you see her little feet sticking
Just
out,
all of a sudden,
all of a
not
sudden
kicked
flopped
out.
out. So yes, possibly, but is now your turn. If you want to have it affect your decision making at all too, Jessa does have healing powers.
Okay.
Oh wait, I'm sorry.
What?
It's not your turn.
Silas's turn.
That was Silas's turn. He did
yeah.
Dissonant Whispers, but
Oh.
the Spectre is going to kind of like with a grin that is even hard to see, it like slides forward and doesn't have a weapon or anything like Marv, but this person that was once a person slides forward and is going to attempt to attack you.
Okay.
With a 16.
Yes. That
Can
does
you make
hit.
a Constitution saving throw? And you will take.
I do not have any more spell slots. Non-natural 20.
Okay. So you just
Nice.
take the 6
Very
damage.
Cool.
Not your life drain is not, or your life is not drained away. That attack, like collectively across all my specters, has like never worked correctly. But now it is your turn, Mel.
Now it is my turn. Okay.
Yes.
Check up on Silas. How's he looking? Because I know he's tanked big attacks, but like, is he?
He's a
wounded?
weird guy covered in shadow magic and
Oh, I forgot about that.
nonsense right now. So he looks like a creepy dude with a fedora and a cane. Hard to tell. Hard to read.
Okay. Jess is tinkering with the machine, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me check the wording of something. Hang on. Okay. Would I be? I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, maybe that might not be a good idea. I had a thought. Can I share my thought?
Yeah, share
Okay.
your thought.
My thought was to use my last charge on the Ring of the Ram for the day, to try and make an attack on the machine to try and break it. However, that might not be a good idea because of them breaking magic items and that.
This is true. I will let you decide. What happens, happens.
No, I ain't gonna risk it. I ain't gonna risk that. I don't think. I see Sarah go down. I see her little feet sticking out from behind the box. I think there's fear and distraction over Mel's face, but I'm gonna lock in. I want to keep attacking Silas and his bud.
Okay.
Yeah. I am going to Eldritch
Do it up.
Blast them. Ooh. First one on Silas is a 26.
Definitely hits.
Cool. So, and I'll roll the second one.
'Kay.
2 for the other guy. That's a 16.
16 hits.
9 damage for Silas.
'Kay.
And 12 damage for his friend.
12. Okay. That's your go.
Yep, that's my go.
Marv is going to attempt to continue with his Spectre fight. Rolled a 3.
Oh no.
Marv is not great at being a Spectre, but that's okay.
It's new. It's
He's
totally
still trying
new
to
to
figure it
him. So
Jessa sees she was focusing on the machine. That was what she was going to do. She recognizes that Nightmare went down though, and she is not the type of person to leave that alone. So you feel a 2nd level healing word bonus action come your way, Nightmare, as you are blasted with healing from this red healing energy, which I believe is on a higher 2nd level is 2d4 plus her spellcasting modifier, which is 6. So you are up with 14. She did very good.
Oh, nice.
14 health as you are shocked back into awareness. That technically is a bonus action though for her. So she's still going to go back to tinkering for her action. She's struggling.
Sarah's like gasps to awareness and flips over onto her belly and is like looking around, just like, oh.
Yeah, nothing else from her turn. Lena's going to use her whole action to down a greater healing potion. So Lena
idea.
snaps through. She's still got a point of exhaustion, but she has 22 extra health as she pops up. And we're back around to the Nightmare's turn. You went down. You felt Thunker's item like give you a little bit of energy, and then like somebody reaching down, and shocking you like a defibrillator. You feel this like jolt of energy as you are brought back up to life.
I think Sarah's eyeballs are just as wide as they possibly can go, just like, oh, what just happened? Because that's That's never happened to her before.
Oh yeah, you've gotten close, but
I've been very close. I've been very, very injured. But I think that is a shock in her mind. It's kind of like a bring things back to a little bit of reality of understanding your
mortality.
Yeah. But she is going to shuffle on her elbows over to take kind of a low pop shot at at Silas, because
he's flanked, so
as much as she's aware, it's like
twas bad.
There's no leaving.
Yeah,
Gotta just end it.
Was not good.
So but still in melee.
Yep.
So I can still do advantage on the roll, and does a 13 hit?
Oh.
Does a 13 hit Silas? No.
Yeah.
With advantage?
Yeah, that's with advantage,
That's
unfortunately.
Oh, no.
But
Sorry.
I rolled a 1 and a 4.
Okay.
So she's still just reeling.
But you still have your bonus action.
But then, bonus action is definitely a hide.
Okay, go ahead and roll your stealth.
See if that's a wee bit better. Oh, doing very poorly. 14. Poor Sarah.
Silas looks around. He sees this other spirit next to him. He kind of shakes his head a little bit. He's going to kind of look at both of you. Your area, Nightmare doesn't doesn't know where you are, Mel. He's like, you guys have it all wrong. You're trying to form bonds with your person. You're trying to, use them to cast magics and whatever. But what you really need is control. Control is the answer. And so he is going to use his action to break this machine. He's going to use his last spell, blast this thing apart with... just hit it with an Eldritch Blast. So you watch as this thing cracks apart, and this glass orb that was on top, not as powerful as it maybe could have been, but shatters from this pedestal. And this little pinprick form of light starts to form. And Silas reaches out and grabs this spirit next to him. Oh. And then he reaches forward and he grabs or puts his hand into the center of this rift. And it's just pulling the energy from his spirit person and pumping it into this rift. And Silas has some crazy understandings of how these rifts work as he starts to stabilize a rift, and he's trying to open it in a different way. That's his turn.
Okay.
Yep.
Sounds wild to me.
Mel, your turn. The spirit that is next to Silas is not able to take a turn as we go.
Okay.
Oh, and by the way, Jessa was blasted backwards during that.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm gonna use my thing. I put up my fist with that ring. And I'm going to use my last charge of the day to attempt to push Silas away from this rift.
Sounds fun. What do I got to roll? Or is it an attack? It's an attack roll.
It's an attack roll. Is it 17 hit?
17 hits.
Nice.
Yes. Okay. Ooh, 18 force damage.
Whoa. 18 force damage. Okay.
He's only pushed 5 feet away from me, but I was within melee of him. So.
Yeah, 5 feet away. Okay, I'm gonna roll to see if he can. He's blasted back, and he is in the moment not able to continue doing what he was doing. His hand separates away from the rift, and he's pushed 5 feet back.
Okay.
So you see the form next to him kind of solidify once more. He was trying to. It's hard to say. Actually, Mel, you could probably make an insight or Arcana check while you're here, because this is your thing. Or investigation or Arcana is what I meant to say. Sorry.
I'm gonna do investigation. I want to see 15.
Hard to know exactly what, but it sure looks like when you're holding an item and you're reaching your hand out to a rift, figuring out that connection of an emotional something in the room, something that happened because of the rift, reaching out to the rift to find that emotional anchor and closing a rift. This seemed similar, but opposite. Seemed like taking something of this magic and trying to pump it into the rift instead of trying to close it.
Okay.
Trying to expand and open it. Kind of the opposite of what you do when you close rifts.
Okay. I'm gonna bonus action heal again.
Okay.
Probably just a small one.
Okay. You gotta roll for it.
Yeah.
Okay, then Marv is going to... Are you moving too, or are you going to stay put?
He's 5 feet away from me now.
He's technically not in melee.
I want to move between him and the rift.
So gaining it again.
Yeah.
Okay, you close the distance again. That makes sense. And it is now Marv's turn while you roll for your health. Marv is going to attack the specter one more time. Come on, Marv. Oh, does that hit? That hits
Ah,
by 1. Good job, Marv.
cool.
With 6 damage, you watch as this specter, although not destroyed necessarily, but is like Marv, it's temporary hit points, it's a specter creature. It dissipates and it gets pulled back into Silas's form, and you see this kind of shadow that was sort of extending to the specter person pulls up off of Silas, his red suit visible once more. And Marv managed to defeat his opposing specter form, and he goes, "Ha ha! Got him!" And it is now Jessa's turn. She's gonna come to, and yeah, she saw what was happening too with that, and yes, she comes to the same realization you did. She shouts out like, "He's trying to open that rift. He's trying to anchor it. I don't know. We gotta close it. We gotta stop him." But then the spirit goes away, and Silas looks really, really mad.
Okay.
Nightmare.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
No.
Lena.
Was Jessa going to do anything, or is she just calling out?
Oh yeah, duh. Sorry.
All good.
What happened to
Too many
Jessa?
characters.
She's shouting. She's telling us what to do.
Yeah, that pinprick of a rift is still there.
Mm-hmm.
Jess is gonna like get up close to it, and she's gonna say, "I'm gonna try to close it."
Okay.
And she's just gonna focus her turn on trying to close the rift. She looks around to the room and does her best. Nope. The rift starts to open.
Now the
Nightmare's turn.
So, Sarah heard all of that from Jessa, but she has no idea like what to do about that. Rift experience is the negative aspects of it, not how to actually deal with it. So for her, she's just focused on Silas. Does he have anybody in melee range of him anymore though?
I am.
Yeah.
Oh,
she specifically closed
Mel
back
closed
into
back
the
in.
gap.
Perfect. So just yet again, it's going to be keeping up with that same thing. Just hitting that crossbow with advantage, which is a 24 to
Nice.
hit, which is a total of 12 initial damage. And then was I actually hidden from him this last time?
No.
Yeah. So no sneak attack.
Nope. Well, you get it melee.
Oh, but I'm-
yeah, you get melee sneak attack. So
An additional 8. So 12 plus 8 is 20.
Nice.
okay.
And then do I see Jessa looking around for anything? Is there like
She had picked up some of the glass from this broken thing before, and she's actually reaching down and touching one of the pipes that is extending up out of the ground, and she is doing her best,
something?
but she
Okay.
didn't succeed on her check.
How's our Gloam? We doing good? I just go right back to sneaking.
The
I'm just wondering about going to try to fetch like the mist displacer or anything, or if
could be helpful. You don't know. There's choices to be made. You don't know what they would do. You are lesser known in that area, but that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, because they're like all up in things and I'm not too sure. I think Sarah would try to think of some way that she could help. And so that mist displacer that Jessa had tossed out poorly before, can I use a bonus action to dash towards it to snatch it up and maybe dash back depending on how far
Are
away?
you keeping it with you, or are you closing the gap to put towards them?
Like to go grab it and then to
Okay.
come
Back.
in towards
Yeah.
towards everybody.
Yeah. I would allow that.
Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do with my bonus action this time. Is I'm just like looking around, like what would help? Oh my gosh, and then just
A
like
thing.
sprint on out, grab the thing because maybe, and then run as far back in as I can can get. Nice.
I will say that as you kind of close in, Mel's mist displacer had already been affecting that area that was in your pocket. The second one comes in, everything kind of expands a little bit. It's pushing out, and you see by doing that, you see the rift actually kind of like close a little bit. It's like it's weakened by this
Cool.
moment in time. So that's your turn?
Yeah, that's me.
Silas's turn.
And now, of course, I'm back in. Like I'm not hiding.
Silas What did I just do? He's out of spell slots.
Yay.
Aha.
Take him out.
Yeah, Mel, you're right in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
He is going to do the same thing you do. Reach forward with his cane and just kind of poke it twice, and you are hit with 2 Eldritch Blasts, dead center.
I just get poked in the chest. Oh.
16 and a 13.
Second one does not hit.
13 damage.
Ouch.
As a Eldritch Blast blocks into you. Silas is going to move around you.
Okay.
It's not leaving melee. And get close to the device again and the rift again. And he is going to also attempt to reach forward. But he did his turn to blast you. So he's reaching forward on one side. You see Jessa reaching forward on the other. These conflicting things happening here.
Okay.
It is your turn, Mel.
My turn.
Jessa's probably like yelling like, he's trying to stabilize the rift.
I'll get it. Yeah, I move that 5 feet again towards the rift. And I want to try and help her close this with the same thing. So, yeah.
Sounds rad.
I'm not going to try to push Silas off
No
of
damage.
It,
All right. You have these 3 forces. You have Jessa Cass created this machine. She has this power similar to you.
Mm-hmm.
She's an enchanter. She's not this warlock or anything like that, but she has learned how to open and close rifts in her time with Silas.
Mm-hmm.
Her hand is out. She is reaching down, touching these pipes. Kind of that, grief that created this rift, this despair. She's channeling that in, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's using that to find an emotional connection. You look over at Silas, anger in his mouth. You don't see his eyes, but he's still got those pinpricks of shadowy light.
Mm-hmm.
Reaching out, nothing in his hands, hand up to the rift.
Oh.
Pushing energy in, anchoring himself, maybe something in there. As he starts to do that, you see the gloam start to close in around you guys, the bubbles that you are in, keeping it at bay. But the warehouse, you can't even see the walls of it anymore. You can't even see the ceiling of it anymore. Everything is closing in this last-ditch effort. To push through, Mel, you reach out. What do you find yourself with the pipes around the room? You see these broken machines. You see, it's Marv there. I don't know what you want to go for, but
The mist displacers.
The mist displacers themselves, there are items here. What do you see in terms of either using despair or an antithesis of that?
I think if I can tell that Jessa's kind of matching the despair, right?
Yep.
I think I'd want to also do that.
Okay.
I don't want to conflict with that. Don't know if that's a thing, but I don't want to conflict with that. So I think I touch a different pipe.
Okay. You reach down and grab.
Mm-hmm.
It's this weird feeling of vibration as your hand touches it. It's almost like you can feel something trying to come through. Like not physically, but this feeling of this despair, this connection to this pipe that connects through the city.
Mm-hmm.
But, your power, your glass protection orb of power, whatever, holding it back.
All right.
You reach up.
I reach up to the rift. I try to kind of connect with that despair of the city, everything that's been happening in the past couple of weeks building up to this, and using as Silas kind of wanted, using the city's collective just overall despair and bleakness, but trying to match it up with what is emanating from this to help close it, to satisfy that. I think pulling from, again, my own feelings a little bit, to kind of match with that. Like, this is the final, as far as I know, it's the final moment, the last push against the gallows, and there's a bit of that despair there of, is this going to work?
Okay. Like it. Go ahead and with advantage, because you have a cohort joining you, go ahead and make that roll, that classic emotional anchor check, and you can add a d4 from your spirit of helpfulness. Mr. Marv. himself.
I rolled 2 11s.
The same number. How often you roll on advantage the same number just floors me.
I did get a 4, though. So 15. Wait, I forget. Do I get any other pluses or is it just that?
And then you get your Arcana.
Oh, my Arcana. So 17.
So with a 17, Nightmare, you would come in, you'd join this cloud, and you can see the Gloam like coming in. There's like cracks in this magic. It's not that powerful, these mist displacers, and you see like almost like Gloam spawn trying to like get in through the edges. Silas's eyes are glowing brighter and brighter, reaching out, but Mel joins in this insane like Harry Potter dueling wands situation of
The class
chaos.
magics.
The rift starts trying to open, trying to close. You see like hands coming through of Gloam spawn creatures that want to come through, but it's destabilizing. It's getting crazier and crazier. And then finally, with this massive implosion surge, the rift closes down to a pinprick of light, and this blast of black energy knocks all of you backwards. Can everyone make dexterity saving throws as you are shoved away?
19.
18.
Nice.
Even Jessica got a freaking 19.
Haha.
Unfortunately, I will say in this moment, Marv gets decimated,
Oh.
but it's just his specter form.
Yeah.
He had 1 health left, so it didn't matter what he rolled.
You can just hear him.
He goes,
like,
oh, dang
backing.
it. As he anticipates. As this spreads out, this whole room is blasted backwards. You guys included. You get knocked back to the ground. Jess is knocked back. Lena was far enough away, and Xander Farthing was far enough away. But you guys are all thrown backwards, and the Gloam in this warehouse, just like a puff of wind, just
Oh.
completely disappears. It's the first time you've seen the inside of this warehouse to its full capacity. And as it blasts back this black energy, you see this shape again, this character, this person who was a specter, who had been laughing, who had gone crazy. You see him form back up as this rift is destabilizing, and kind of with a look of shoulders slumping and like calmness, steps towards the rift.
Oh.
And just whoosh, the whole thing disappears. And as this calm settles around for a second, combat over, because Silas Gallows was also knocked back. The machine disrupted, the spirit of this person sucked in. You guys hear this like soft coughing from Silas, like, and he gets up. And as he sits up and looks, you guys see fedora's off his head.
Oh.
And for the first time ever, you can see his face. He is just this weary looking man.
Yeah.
Yeah, clean shaven. Nobody you recognize or anything like that. But I think he kind of like closes his eyes and shakes his head a little bit and looks towards the rift and just starts sobbing as emotion has finally caught up with him. And the power that had been there seems to be gone.
We got knocked back.
Mhm.
I stand up and I step forward. The rift is gone. The machine is broken. The pipes and everything, are they still up?
Yeah, they're hardwired into the city. They're just
Yeah.
pipes
Okay.
made of ogre metal.
I step up to Silas.
You see he's whispering to himself, it's gone. I thought I could control. And he starts talking about like a guy named Mickey.
Oh, Mickey.
Starts talking about Mickey.
Oh. I reach down and I reach into my coat and I pull out my manacles that I have left over from my old MMCD days. And I go, I'm sorry, Mr. Gallows, but unfortunately, I'll have to place you under civilian arrest.
And with the clink clink of 2 manacles, this sort of exhausted, weary, head down, no fedora, cane cast off to the side, this kind of regular looking guy is brought to his feet and arrested by Private Inspector Mel Ashgrave. And you guys kind of stand up for a second.
Yeah, as this is happening, Sarah's looking at them, looking at things getting handled, takes like that deep breath and is just like, whew, this might be too much for me. And then looks over at her father on the floor and then looks over at Lena, like leaning exhaustedly against the crate, and walks over towards Lena to provide that extra support. Head doesn't turn back. She's just focused on getting Lena where she needs to go.
Wonderful. You pick Lena up. You guys kind of come together. Lena awkwardly gets hugged by Jessa, and Jessa awkwardly sort of half hugs you, Nightmare, as well, because you're in like three.
I'm holding Lena.
Jessa's like excitedly talking about, or like checking over her sister, being the one to save her sister for once. You know, like Lena's like, stop it, I'm fine, and Jessa's like, no, you're not fine. She heals her, and it's very cute. And after a moment, you guys start hearing banging on the doors.
Oh.
Banging on the doors. And then finally this explosion through the big warehouse doors, and in rushes Renshaw, a ton of MMCD officers that seem to be with Renshaw, Jarrett leading the way with little Narg.
Yes.
You see Brixie with a bunch of these like engineers, and Marlock wearing an apron still, coming in with like
with a giant
noodle,
spoon.
the noodle spoon, yeah, rushing in. And in this moment, you guys feel this calm wash over you as your friends, your allies, rush in to save the day, but you had already saved the day here to help out. And there's this moment of calm as you start to talk with people and exit the room.
I just say, bit slow on that one, Renshaw.
Well, somebody told me I'm getting a little too old for this, and he looks at Nightmare a little bit.
I shrug. It's like, if the shoe fits.
And as you guys step out of the warehouse, it was nighttime. It's still nighttime, but there's like the sense of lifting of the gloam.
Oh.
It's not completely. Pass by an alleyway here and there. There's still mist hugging the alleyways. There's still that separation you can't see very high, but it feels like it's lifted. It feels like whatever Silas's control here, whatever, there's still gloam spawn to deal with. There's still creatures of the night out there and of the mist out there, but it just there's that grief and depression surrounded by all these people that seems to be lifting.
Oh.
And Marv pipes up in your head, Mel, and he's like, well, that's not what I expected.
Nope. Neither what I expected.
I feel like there's a lesson there somewhere. I don't know what it was, though.
Yeah. Well, you know me. I've never been too good at listening to lessons.
That's true. And there's this kind of sort of bond of friendship here happening as you guys go, because rifts are created by emotion and all this stuff, and maybe it was Silas not dealing with that caused all this problems to begin with.
I was gonna say, I'd hand Silas over to Renshaw, but what I do want to ask him is if we find the time to get back up to the skyline and maybe get some of the MMCD records, can we investigate someone named Mickey?
Renshaw knows who that is immediately.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, Mickey, that was Silas's brother. He disappeared 2 years ago.
Wait, what?
And you remember this person that grabbed, you didn't know who he was either, but that was Mickey Gallows, Silas's little brother, who had a similar sucking into a rift, just like Caro and just like Marv. And you guys got to see the bad side of what happens. So Renshaw tells you, he's like, yeah, Mickey Gallows, he was like a low-level enforcer of the Gallows family. Silas was trying to bring him up.
Oh.
Why?
I think we finally figured out what happened to him. Silas here might be able to tell you the details.
And you see, as you look at Silas, he's talking to himself. He's kind of shaking his head, and there's a little bit of insanity in that man as well. But just looks like not much to be threatened by anymore.
Yeah.
Speaking of being arrested, you also see that Jarrett has gone over to your father, given him a potion, and then placed him under arrest as well. Because technically he was part of the problem here. So Jarrett, under Renshaw's orders, also arrests Xander Farthing, and Xander's like, wait, no, it's a misunderstanding. I was just the money man. You know, he's trying to play it all down. He already, let me see. No, he doesn't even notice you, Sarah. He got a 2.
Figures.
Yep. So you're walking next to him, dressed in your Nightmare outfit, and he doesn't even recognize that you're there. You guys have defeated the bad guy. You have laid Mirelight into a moment of peace, if you want to call it that?
There's some cleanup.
There's some cleanup to do.
There's dealing
Callaway
with
still.
Callaway.
Yeah. And I think that's a good segue into a moment later, a day later, the morning, we'll call it, where as you guys get rested, you can have your long rests. Won't matter because it's the ending episode, but you can take them if it makes you feel better. You guys wake up and there's like announcements going throughout the whole city, not just the skyline, but the streets as well. Brixie has like got the power back running to the fens. Like everything is back on. There's bustle and hustle of people. And there's a lot of talk about what happened and Silas Gallows and rifts being closed. And
If it's out, I would like to read Skippin's paper on the subject.
it's probably not out yet. But
When it comes out.
when it comes out. We'll say you guys all head over to Mel's house and you are eating a breakfast of Marlock's noodle breakfast hut and feeling this moment of calm as like the announcement goes up, like huge announcement in the skyline today, everyone invited, and like the gondolas are running up for lots of people. And so this whole bustle in the
For
morning.
like the first time.
For like the first time ever. And you see the gondolas, more are activated. There had been few, but there are more that are activated to like come down. People are using the one the Gallows family had, Brixie's. And there's this whole sort of hubbub of excitement.
Do you think we should see what the commotion's all about?
I'm ready to go back to the skyline. The streets are nice, don't get me wrong. It's just, it's unfamiliar.
It's fair. Hey, if you ever decide to come back down, my office is always open.
Private investigating might just be a little too much for me.
Fair enough.
It's pretty head on. That's not really my vibe. And like Sarah's busy like looking over at Lena and kind of like looking over to Thunker.
Yeah, Thunker would come over and be like, how was it? Did you have to use the necklace at all? How did the crossbow work? You
Thunker,
like
that
knocks
literally-
on your mask at the same time.
All of this literally saved my life.
Awesome.
I'm not even kidding. Like, what else do you have? And we get
so
I think Sarah's like appreciating Mel's thing, but maybe it isn't quite the right place for her. But she's considering other
Avenues.
potentials, other avenues.
Nice.
You guys start to make your way up a lift. At one point, Mel, you are cruising along up the lift. Can you make a dexterity saving throw?
Yes, I can.
As you hear this soft like, ooh, go by.
That is a nat 20 for a 22.
I like to think it passes by and the Gloam wing moth scoots by the lift and half-heartedly tries to reach out to take your hat, but as it curves away, like a bunch of people see the Gloam wing moth this
We're
time.
all clutching hats and masks.
And you see this massive like 30-foot moth.
I just wave cheerily.
Yeah. And I like to think as it curls off around the buildings and into the distance, you guys are actually moving up between the skyline and the streets, and you can see further.
Oh.
You can see a little bit more. Not forever. Again, there's still mist, but it's just like hope is kind of returned to the city. The sun is peeking through, and so you can see that moth go for just a little bit further before it blends into the fog and dissipates.
Cool.
As you guys get up to the skyline, the Bridges Market is crazy. There's people from the streets up there. There's ogres, and there's all this stuff. There's a lot of regularly dressed MMCD officers that are out and about, but you don't see any of those mace soldiers. You don't see any of that. And as you make your way along, you're heading over to where this election plaza had been. It's still set up from the day before. A lot of stuff happened. Silas tried to make big stuff happen. If he had more time, maybe he could have gotten a rift open and something crazy would have come through, but you guys rushed. Had Lieutenant Calloway had more time, maybe Mace would have had a tighter grip on the skyline and all that, but he kind of jumped the gun too early.
No rest for the wicked.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So your guys' rush to push forward realistically helped stop this stuff a little quicker and maybe some little sooner on the podcast is what I was thinking. But it worked out well. The election stuff is still there set up, and you see Commissioner Renshaw standing there.
Oh.
And there's these speakers that like Brixie has turned on. Brixie's standing there as well with her engineers. And these speakers are like going throughout the city.
Oh.
And Commissioner Renshaw is like raising his hand. He's rested, but he's like covered in muck, dirt. He looks tired. He looks exhausted, but he's scarred, but he's standing. But you see all these people. It's this mix of the high wealth, nobility with quotations of the skyline. But you have, Harima, the hat maker, and Marlock, and these Night Watch members. Everyone's here kind of waiting to see what's going to happen. And Commissioner Renshaw gets up in front of the crowd, and it looks like he's about to start speaking, unless you guys want to do anything.
No, just sidle in next to people that I know, kind of like joining a group.
I think I'd...
Yeah, Lena's there too. She probably like nudges you a little bit, Nightmire, and as she nudges you, it kind of sparks that same sort of nudge you've gotten from this presence of Caro in the back of your mind, maybe a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think that a voice comes through in that moment from Caro, a little bit stronger, a little bit more there. And she's like, "You ready to work together?"
From Caro?
Yep.
I think that I just, a big face-splitting grin, say, "Always. Are we getting up to mischief?"
Always. And this little chuckle fades off. She's still earning her powers, figuring it all out, but starting to come through as a voice. As Renshaw comes through, "People of Mirelight, listen up, listen to me." And he says, "We've endured fear, division, and the heavy hand of those who claimed to act in the name of order recently. And I would like to take it upon myself to apologize for whatever I had in the beginnings of this. But no more. We've seen the city turn against itself in the past. Neighbor against neighbor. We've watched authority twisted into control and protection twisted into a punishment. Those on the street are not below those in the skyline, but we are one city. We've also seen courage," and he points towards Mel, and he points towards... and then he adjusts it towards...
Sarah's like, no, shaking her head really hard.
towards like the MMCD guys next to him, towards Jarrett and stuff like that. As he like sweeps his hand over. That's funny. He says, "We've seen ordinary people stand together when it mattered most." And he gestures towards the ogres and the Night Watch members too. And he said, "And that is what is important in this city." And kind of all around you guys kind of get this sort of feeling of camaraderie. And there's a little bit of like, but the street people are here, like mentality. But people are happy.
Yeah.
He goes, "The force, calling itself Mace, and their leader, Lieutenant Calloway, are hereby officially disbanded. They have been labeled as criminals, and those who use that badge to oppress will answer for their actions. Law in Mirelight will no longer be a weapon. It will be a promise. The power exists to serve, not to rule." And then he goes, "For too long, Mirelight has been governed in fragments, neighborhood interests, hidden alliances, corruption that grew, and that era ends today. We will build a new government that represents the whole city, skyline, and streets alike. A government that faces the truth of what we are and what we must become if we are able to survive in this city that we once believed in." And so then everyone starts getting all excited. And he hushes the crowd again. And he goes, "To lead us into the future, I am proud to recognize someone who has earned the trust of the city, not through titles, but through action. Someone who stood with us when the gloam was the thickest and hope was thin, and who has always been a champion of both the skyline and the streets." And he gestures to Brixie, the Automancer. "I hereby put forth a motion to elect Brixie as the first mayor of Mirelight." And everyone's like, "Yay!" And so she comes up, stands next to him, and he claps her on the shoulder. And then he raises a hand once more. He's still at the podium. And he says, "As for myself, I have been reinstated as commissioner of this city's MMCD, an honor I once believed I would hold until my last day. But leadership is not about holding on. It is about knowing when to step aside." And so he removes the badge from his coat, and he holds it up for all to see. And he says, there is one amongst us who has never sought recognition, who never mistook authority for importance, who simply showed up day after day, warming his coffee and helping those who need it. And so he hands the badge over to Jarrett, and he says, effective immediately, I resign the office of commissioner and pass this responsibility to Lieutenant Jarrett. May he serve the city with the same quiet strength he has always shown. Jarrett is like...
I cheer loudly.
Yeah.
Oh, Jarrett!
Marv's voice, too, is like... And then Renshaw steps back, badge removed, and he says, Mirelight is not saved. It is healing, and healing takes guardians. Some seen, and he looks at Mel directly in the eyes, and he says, and some unseen, and he looks directly at the Nightmare. Just with his eyes, but you know. Together we will make sure the city never again forgets who it belongs to. Then he nods, and he pieces out. And he walks over towards where you're standing, Sarah.
I'm like, shuffling back a little bit. Like, you're calling attention to me. I don't know how I feel.
Are you in Nightmare gear, you think, still?
I haven't had any
He just
chance to
stands.
be home to change. Unless I'm wearing Mel's gear, I think I'd still be in my clothing.
Sounds good. And he kind of lets the crowd... Brixie starts talking. There's talk about, we'll say Skippin throws a newspaper out this morning. It's like, extra, extra, read all about it. Gallows family taken down, Rifts pushed back, and Xander Farthing arrested for money laundering, corruption, and, attempted control. Will and the wealth passed on to the daughter, Sarah Farthing.
Oh, no, not the business management.
And so this kind of exciting chaos breaks down as Brixie sort of takes over this situation. And you guys find yourselves here amongst these people in this moment.
I think Mel would probably... I'd hang around. I think I'd keep myself kind of separated from the main, Night Watch group.
Mm-hmm.
Just watching from the outskirts. And I think... if anyone comes over to talk to me, I don't know if they will, but other than that, I think I'd be hanging around for a little while.
I think who does come over in this moment is Lena and Jessa Cass.
Oh.
And I think Jessa comes over and just finally has this moment of calm and just runs forward and gives you a hug. Because and just says thanks. And
I say, I should probably return this now, seeing as the case is over. Don't need it as evidence anymore. And I take her bracelet off of my wrist, and I hand it to her.
And she takes it, and she looks at it for a little bit. Then she closes her hands over it, and she starts doing some sort of magic. And then she hands it back to you. Uh-huh. And she just says, you keep it. It's better served on your hand. And then Lena looks forward as you slip the bracelet back on. Yeah. She puts her hand out again, and she's like, Two cases closed. Not too bad. Not too bad, Ashgrave. And goes for a handshake.
You did pretty good, too.
Yeah. She gives you a hearty handshake.
You're the most exciting client I've ever had.
Hopefully not too exciting. And the Cass sisters move off into the crowd, conversing with other Night Watch members. Yeah. Sarah, as you're standing there kind of witnessing that in the distance, Renshaw leans in now that the focus is on Brixie and everything else. And he's like, so you're rich now.
I mean, I kind of always was.
Yeah, but before it was weird because it was you had to ask for stuff and I don't know.
I kind of don't know if I want it.
Fair.
What do I do?
He pauses for a second and then he looks and I think he sees Thunker standing there with the ogres. And you guys had this kind of camaraderie there, and he kind of nods towards Thunker, and he's like, well, maybe you don't use it the same way your father did. Maybe you help clean up the city the way you did.
I look at him and I'm like, Renshaw, we're going to need a lot of writing. You're going to be around still though, right?
Hey,
if I need advice or maybe some more smoke bombs.
He just chuckles and he's like, hey, I'm retired now. I got all the time in the world.
I was like, well, keep in touch. Yeah?
Oh, yeah. I'll be around. Don't you worry. Me and Thunker are going to come up with some fun new gadgets.
Oh, you're going with the ogres?
I'll be around. I don't think I'm going anywhere. I think I'm still going to be in the skyline, but I'm not going to let that fear hold me up here anymore. So you'll see me around for sure. And I'll always be there to
Sarah.
put the signal in the sky when we need to call you out.
Sarah nods, chuckles a little bit, and then like straightens up and like wipes her kind of nervous hands off on her pants, and then puts it out for that shake. For like the
handshake?
Yeah, it's been good working with you.
It has, hasn't it?
Yeah.
He just reaches out, gives you a hearty handshake, pats you on the back a little bit.
And then I think I look towards like where Lena went with the rest of the night watch, and I look towards the ogres, and I swing by Lena.
Mm-hmm.
I say, I think, Lena, if you need me, I'll be around, but I think I have some personal things I really need to focus on for a bit. And I pat like Caro's purse. It's like, but we'll be here.
She just kind of smiles, pats you on the shoulder a little bit, and she's like, you remind me of me. Don't worry, we'll be around. You know how to find us.
Yeah, don't hesitate to reach out.
Yeah.
And then I turn to go towards Thunker. It's like, so Thunker,
Yeah, what's up?
I've got some ideas.
I already built 3 things since we last talked.
And if you haven't heard, I have the capital tinker. And then I think that we just go into like,
You know what I
this
just
deep
realized
discussion.
is great?
Huh?
We made Batman.
Yeah. Yeah, you did.
We have
Yeah.
You have a retired old guy helper,
Yes.
and you have a gadgets dude, and you have a lot of money
And a mask and, a cape.
mask.
And we're
So
all
we
in
have
black.
turned you fully into
Yes.
your.
I was originally going for like Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, but this is pretty great. We have
But I,
fully entered Batman territory.
I think that like Thunker and I just go into that like discussion of like funding versus ideas, and like I want to spend time with him, but the focus on maybe how to pull out or make a better connection with Caro is going to be like my kind of like new segue into dealing with how to work with my magic and now my new fun. So I think that Sarah's focus is like, yeah, I'm available, but
You're still your own
Thunker,
thing.
you're my, yeah. So just kind of.
Cool. Well, and a reason to maybe every so often get back in touch with Mel too, because you're only other source of a person who has something like this.
Yeah. Like there would definitely be like a Mel conversation of like, so if you learn any new tricks and tips,
I'll keep in touch.
Ears.
I'll keep in touch, kid. Sorry for dragging you into this, but you did good.
I think my dad drugged me into it.
Us adults can be like that sometimes.
So meta. And you guys go your separate ways. I think, Mel, you find yourself standing there in the skyline, and Marv, he's sitting there. You can tell he's pondering things. He's doing that thing. He's like, makes you think, doesn't it?
About what?
Silas and his brother, I guess, and the relationship of the rifts, and
It's all...
makes you wonder what would happen if he had just treated it normal. Had a friend instead of whatever he had.
Yeah, there's still so much we don't understand. But you and I turned out all right, I think.
He just chuckles. He's like, as all right as 2 ex-MMCD officers running around trying to close rifts and save cats from trees. Yeah, we're all right.
I was thinking, after all this, it's like, what do we do? The
office needs a new glass window.
That's true. Yeah. Maybe we can finally get off the ground a little bit.
Not bad. You might be getting more calls now. Maybe less cats and more real cases out there. And there's still, Gloam spawn and Callaways out there somewhere.
But I'm glad we can finally do what we started all this for. The city's better now. Still got its dark little corners and awkward spaces, but feels different. Feels like, I don't know, there's a new case on the horizon.
There's a new case on the horizon, isn't there? And he goes, well, Marlocks,
Same as always.
same as always. And you guys start to walk that way, and all of the sudden, all across this city, every single person out here suddenly gets hit by this wave of energy. This massive purple swirling color magic pulse flushes through the city and hits the buildings, hits everybody. You can feel it rustle your hair and knock you sideways a little bit. It's not enough to knock you over, but it's enough to blast through the city.
I stand up and just go, what in the Mistbank River was that?
Sarah, yeah, same thing. You feel this as well as you're blasted sideways.
It's purple and sparkly, right?
It is purple and sparkly.
I go, ooh, Carol, pretty.
You hear a voice say, not me. And all of a sudden, the gloam that is in this part of the skyline is blasted so hard that for the first time ever in your life, first time ever in the lives of most people in Mirelight, the cityscape is visible.
Oh.
And the entire realm of the city of Mirelight is open to clear skies.
Oh.
And as you, for the first time ever, it probably messed with your minds a little bit.
It's like really bright.
Yeah.
I kind of
Yes.
like shade my eyeballs.
And as you guys feel this blast of energy, there was this like darkness always on one side of the city, kind of the sun would go up and everything. And as you go through, you see these massive cliffs that are visible in the distance, this huge, like miles high cliffs. And as this blast happens, these cliffs just completely disappear. And you guys can see on the other side of these cliffs, this landscape of dry kind of field. It's pretty distant. It's hard to see exactly, but you can see these distant lands of a familiar territory to our players, but not our characters.
Someplace elsewhere?
Someplace elsewhere. And as you are standing there, you can see this like distant tower overlooking an ocean. There's an ocean not too far away. This crazy moment. You see this flying winged creature, this dragon, soaring overhead, way up high, and angling and flying down towards this tower where it's going to meet with two little figures. And this is my clue that there's less of a disconnect between the campaigns as possible, as you guys can see into elsewhere. And the city of Mirelight has changed forever. There's still Gloam. There's still things to deal with, but it is blasted by a surge of wild magic and changed forever.
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, so that's campaign 3, I think.
Rad.
If you guys, what do you guys think? Yeah, like it's just a little minor epilogue of like, what do you think happened in the next little bit over a course of like a year with
So-
like what Mel and Sara got up to?
Yeah. Sarah's been working with Thunker. She's been practicing to like push hard to get that connection with Caro. So gaining skill set that way, less focus on disrupting other people's magic because, well, her father's not part of it anymore. Less rifts open with less corrupt funded magic. So I think I've helped the Night Watch with a few things, a few like takedowns of some cleanup. But mostly just hard focus on practice and hanging out with Thunker and all of his new gadgets because gadgets are cool.
Yeah, I like to think like a year later too, you know, you're in the middle of fighting against some mace soldiers. Maybe you're up against that same lady that had caused you problems, the armored mace lady, and you defeat this Gloam spawn, and as you defeat it, you finally get that essence like a year later of Caro forming up out of the thing and creating her own pink purple specter form like Marv once had showed you.
Yes.
I have my friend back.
Yeah.
I think in that year also, I've liquidated a lot of
The
stuff.
Farthing family assets.
I gave my nanny like a letter of recommendation, moved her on, trying to be a nice person, but go away. I also, as much as I disliked my dad's dog, a lot of it was the dad thing, but found him a good home.
Still covered in paint and...
But you know, we didn't have a good relationship, so he wasn't going to be my dog.
Yeah.
So found him a good home, relocated the nanny, and then also just sold the house. Bought like a cheap, kind of cheap in Sarah's
in
world.
Skyline world.
In
Yeah,
Skyline.
yeah.
Probably above that pastry shop.
Oh, nice.
Like rented out an extra part from that because she had been so nice. So just renting out that space, but living a lot smaller and using those funds instead to help the Night Watch catch bad guys and help fund the ogres and Thunker and all of the little like contraptions. Maybe we've come up with something that's been really useful to the city accidentally, because of course the focus is on what can help me. But whatever is built that is usable elsewhere that I didn't find use in gets used around. And so Sarah's just been busy like focusing inward focus instead of outward focus.
Cool.
I think Mel, with that kind of a little bit more, now that I've traveled around Mirelight, getting that more recognition, definitely getting a new window for my office, getting a little refurbishing maybe. Still, I think living over Marlock's Needle Hut, that's too much of a thing to give up. But trying to take more calls, get more cases, compile notes, and maybe working a little bit with the Night Watch to try to find Calloway and figure
a year
out
later,
where
let's
he
do
is.
a roll. Let's see if you do it. We're doing opposing rolls.
Okay.
Let's see if you found Calloway yet.
I got a 17.
I got a 9. We'll say like towards the end of the year, you're like, maybe we won't finish it off, but you figured out where he's holed up, and you and the Night Watch are going to work together to bring him to justice.
Finally get that
Closure.
out in the light.
Yeah.
I think, I feel like Mel, like getting that, again, working with the Night Watch, still being an independent private investigator, but maybe helping with a few MMCD cases here and there, still closing
Consultant.
rifts. Yeah, and I'd probably eventually, I keep looking out over that new expanse that can be seen. Maybe going to check out the tower, see what's on the ground over there, seeing what the whole deal with that is. And
and I think like going out to the tower, like there's still Gloam spawn, and so like it's still it's an intense journey. But like getting out there, you can see now above. It's like the mist has settled low, and I like to think you get out up into the tower and you get to be friends with your Gloamwing moth once more, and he coos excitedly. Maybe while you're up there too, listening to the city.
Yeah,
you put your earphones in, and as you listen to, and it goes around, it's more of a gentle rhythm hum, even here below the tower. It's not this...
There's not that...
static burn anymore. The Gloam spawn is lessening. The despair here is lessening. That blast of magic that blew away a bunch of the Gloam and changed the world. You can see, if you're up in the skyline, those top layers, you can see out a little bit further now. You can see beyond the city.
I think, maybe not in that year, but Mel, I think, would start to wonder what's out there, seeing the sun, having to adjust to that, seeing all this land. She's never seen an ocean before. So I think maybe making plans to, one day take Marv out on a vacation to go see what's out there.
I like that. Brixie rules nicely as the mayor. I think they renamed the Brixie's auto garage to just the garage, and it's Jessa now runs it mostly.
Nice.
With Brixie being the mayor. You got Lena still running the night watch, catching people. Marlock's back in his noodle hut. Mama Gloom Rage has opened up the Hazetown to people a little bit more, and it's become more commonly known that they are cooks, and so Hazetown has become this like food haven, the foodie zone for people with a gondola going down there for those Skyliners that want to go get real food. And Renshaw, Sarah, he pops around on occasion. He's there. He'll leave you a note somewhere about some tip he got.
We meet up for lunch occasionally.
Go get some pastries, and he's kind of your mentor still. Thunker delivering you all sorts of enhanced smoke bombs and grappling hooks and whatnot.
I'd probably contact her occasionally to check up on her and the whole Caro situation.
I came down to the streets specifically to show you Spectre Caro. Like when that happened, it's like, oh my gosh, you have to see. So I came down for an in-person, but most of the time we communicate just writing.
Yeah.
I like it. I like to think,
Marvin Caro.
Yeah, Marvin Caro, like, talk about how the world is weird and they live in a bubble of nonsense, and being a Spectre is pretty cool. Yeah. You get to kind of experience the world a little bit again. And so we get to see that hint of Caro and everything too. And as you guys are chatting amongst your characters and your spirit forms are chatting amongst themselves, we'll say the year passes by. Mirelight filled with hope again, a little bit, and maybe affected by the world out there. Maybe they'll meet some other new faces one day. We will bring this campaign to a close and say thank you all so much for joining. Thank you for being a character in so many episodes, the mom.
Yeah, I really stuck it out for this last bit.
You did.
It was good.
Schedules worked out.
It did. Yeah. The daughter, thank you again for being Mel.
Thank you.
Forcing you through some tough decisions and creepy areas.
Yeah.
Our plans for the future are we're going to go back. We're going to visit familiar territory next in line with the daughter's going to take the reins again. And then after that, I have plans to join into a ridiculous, whimsical world of nonsense for our next campaigns as well. So thank you guys so much for listening.
And we'll see you next season.
Next season.
On Dad Adventures.